Oh, I was just playing. I wanted to see what the reaction would be.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Okay. We're going to start off with some big energy here. If you're excited to be here, I want you to throw up some emojis. I want you to say hi in the comments. I want you to show up like you know that things are going to be different after today. I am sure, yes, there's bad news everywhere. And yes, there's stories that are being told about private practice, but we're not here because of that. We're here because we want to win. We're here because we want to change the narrative. We're here because we know there's more, right? Okay, so I have like 7 emojis. Come on, guys. Let's throw those up. Let's throw those up. If we were in a physical event, we'll all be standing up, cheering on, hands in the air. This is the way we do it when we are virtual, okay? When we're virtual. I am so excited to see every single one of you. 2026, we had made a big commitment that we are going to support private practice owners at the highest level. And it has been my pure joy to see all the wins that, private practice owners are creating, and we are here to do some work. Okay, we're here to do some work. If you have been at any of my events, you know that I do not do fluff. We're not here for entertainment. We're not here to pass time. We are here to create real change, and we're here to create change in the moment, and we're here to create change moving forward. Okay, so I'm super excited to see every one of you. Before we even get into what we're going to do, I want you to answer this question, okay? Because we talked about this workshop. It is the Fill Your Clinic Schedule workshop, whether that's for you or for another doctor you hired, or maybe there's new competition in the area. You want to know how to thrive in the midst of that, whatever it is, right? Or there's a big insurance change, or there's a big referral source that decided they're no longer referring, whatever. We're here to win, whatever, okay? So now you're here for it. My big question to you is why? Why do you want a full schedule? Okay. And I want as many of you as possible to indulge me because it's really important. Because some things I'm going to tell you are going to be fun, some things are not going to be as much fun. But if you understand why you are doing this, it will make everything worth it. So type in the chat. Type in the chat, why do you want a full schedule? Why are you here on a Monday night to work on filling your schedule? So type this in the chat. Why? Why? I love Barry. Like, I like you. Like, more money. Like, Dr. Una, what are you talking about? More money. Okay. Dr. Zink, so I can have a profitable business and help more people in my community. Dr. KK, math needs to math to stay in business. And this is such a lovely thing to hear as a conversation amongst us physicians. Because, yes, we have to take care of the patients. We have to do that. And that's the first thing. But right next to it, right, the math has to math. Dr. Smith, I'm starting. I would like patients. I would like to leave my job eventually, right? And getting the patients, filling the schedule is the price for that. Dr. Kara, to make change in the most amount of people. I love it. iPhone 7. I want to really make a change, but also get paid for it. Now, in the EntreMD world, we are very big on serving and earning. We're not about serving and dying. We're not about earning and not taking care of people. We're about doing both of them. So serving is the driver, but right next to it, the co-pilot of serving is earning. Okay, so that's awesome. Dr. Salmon, to have a profitable practice so I don't close. And think about the ripple effect of closing for you, for your team, for your community, for your patients, right? Dr. Padma, for a profitable business. Dr. Alexander, to keep my employees employed. Dr. Noridia, so the math can math. Dr. Gowdy, hi, Dr. Gowdy, to ensure a profitable practice to live life on my terms, and on and on and on and on. So thank you guys for responding here. And as we talk about what we're talking about, I want you to remember all of that is for this. All the things we're going to talk about is so you can have your why. It's not about just some random things. Okay. Okay. So we're going to look at how to fill your schedule. We're going to do this over 3 days. So it's 3 hours, but it's over 3 days. We're going to have homework. You're going to do your homework. Makita would love to spend my money as you do your homework, and she's the boss of me, so I just allow it. Okay. So I want you for these 3 days to be completely engaged. I want you to embrace ideas you've never embraced before. I want you to get out of resistance to things you've been resistant to before. I want you to try new things. I want you to walk away from this ideology like, I'm a physician, I don't do that. We are in physician 2.0 mode. Guys, we have bots replacing people. Okay, that is how much the world is changing. So if that can happen, we can layer one skill on another. Okay, if you can layer, just type in the chat, I can layer, right? So I'm a physician. I can layer on marketing. I can layer on leading my team. I can layer on some other things, right? I replace hearts, for fun. I intubate people. I run codes. I can do these things. Okay, beautiful. Now, if we've never met before, my name is Dr. Una. I am a pediatrician by training. I have been in private practice for the last 15 years. And I have spent the last 7 years of my life dedicated to helping doctors build profitable seven and multiple seven-figure businesses so they have the freedom to live life and practice medicine on their terms. I write books. I have the EntreMD podcast. I host workshops like this. I run the Profitable Private Movement. I run the EntreMD Business School. I am, Dr. Red said, I'm my BFF. You and me both. I like that. Okay, so we're here. And this is what we do. We're here for physicians. We're here to help you win. Okay, that's the whole purpose of this. Okay, next 3 days is you're going to feel like you paid 10 grand for this. Okay, that's the way I'm showing up. That's the way the team is showing up. I want you to show up like you paid 10 grand to be here. Okay, so if you pay 10 grand, your camera will be on, you'll be in the comments, you'll be taking notes, you'll be paying attention, you tell someone just the kids are my kids, I'm always going to love them, I just need to watch them for an hour. If that's what you would do, I want you to do that. Okay, I want you to do that. All right, so let's get started here. Let's look at some serious stuff here. Now, the first place we're going to start, because we're going to talk about marketing, right? That's why we're here. That's how we feel this schedule. Okay. So I want you to type in the chat. When you think about marketing your practice, promoting your practice, all of those things, what are the yucky thoughts that come up for you? What are the yucky thoughts that make you stop? And the reason we're asking is because we're here to get rid of said yucky thoughts, right? And I don't want you to feel self-conscious. This is a safe place. We name and shame this stuff, okay? So we can get rid of it, and we're going to walk out of here like bosses who can professionally and authentically and ethically promote their practices, okay? Okay, so here we have some good stuff. Talking to people, right? And I'm a introverted introvert. So I understand this. Okay. Talking to people. Want to hide. It takes a lot of time and effort. Coming off as a salesperson, right? Like sleazy, slimy, right? Being too much, overwhelmed of adding more to my schedule. And we're going to talk about that. Not reaching the intended crowd, selling myself. I don't think I can do social because I don't know what to say. Okay. I ain't got time for that, but I have to. I love that you're acknowledging that. I'm cash-based practice. I'm worried patients will think I'm a greedy physician. And that comes up a lot, even if you're insurance-based, right? But it's a $20 copay. Oh, but the reason I'm not collecting this $20 copay is because somebody will think I'm greedy, right? Okay. Coming off as a desperate, not just a salesman, but a desperate salesman, feeling like I'm in sales. I might not get a referral as I'm new in the area. I might not live up to the referral source, right? All kinds of stuff, SEO, AI lead generation. Like it's just a lot of stuff. Okay. Okay. Dr. Ashanathi says, I'm not cool enough to pull it off without feeling awkward. Okay. Dr. Mia, spending a lot of time and not reaching the target group. Okay. All right. So we've named this stuff. We're naming, shaming, and getting rid of this stuff. Now, let me show you how I think about marketing. Okay. And when I say I don't mean just me, but I think because I am you, right? I want to show you how somebody who is authentic and wants to help people and puts people above money, there are a lot of things that happen in the sales world that will rub you the wrong way. Okay. So let's look at it. If I am an authentic, ethical person who puts people before money, how can I authentically market? How can I do that? Okay. Okay. So pay attention to this. First of all, let's talk about the time piece, okay? I'm going to show you how to work time, but I want you to have a different relationship with time. My time transformation started when I was watching Mark Cuban, who at the time was the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, watching a basketball game, okay? At this time, this is many years ago, he owned 150 companies, and he was chill physically at a basketball game. I, on the other hand, had one business, one private practice with less than 10 employees watching this game on TV. And I was about to pull my hair out because I'm like, I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to do that. Everything's overwhelming and all of this stuff. And I remember watching him and I said, he has 15 times more companies than I have employees. And he's chill. And I have one company and less than 10 employees, and I'm about to lose my mind. And that's when it occurred to me that it's not about whether I have time or not, because everybody has 24 hours, so everybody has time. It's about how I'm using the time. Okay. And I'm going to show you guys something that we put together to help you become a boss at using the time. So type this in the chat. And remember, you paid $10,000 to be here, right? Because I'm gifting it to you for $10,000. So we're going to type in the chat. You're going to type, I have nothing but time. That's the start. I have nothing. The thought that I do not have time is a lie. We're alive. The person who's dead doesn't have time. We're alive. So it's not true. And every time we wake up, we get a fresh 24. We have nothing but time. Okay? Okay. Now, as far as feeling salesy, feeling slimy, feeling like I'm a salesperson, and all of this stuff, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Your practice is not about you. You didn't open it because of you. You didn't start it because of you. You started it because you wanted to serve somebody. And you wanted to serve somebody who has a pain. They have a problem. They have a problem. Now, everybody doesn't have that problem, but they have the problem. And let me tell you something about people who have a problem and want to solve the problem. When they find the solution, they hug the person who told them about the solution and they pay them quickly. I will show you an example. Okay. How many of you right now have a problem and you've been thinking, I wish I could find somebody who could fix this? And you know, if you could find them, you're like, where can I swipe my card? How many of you, you're like right now, right this moment, you're like, I wish I could find someone who could do X. I will pay them really nicely to make this go away. Okay, I got 8 people who said yes. Who else? Because it's almost all of us, right? Okay, now, so here's the deal. You exist and you have a problem you will pay money to make go away, which is a benefit to somebody else's business. But for your practice, there are people who exist just like that now. To those people, you're not selling, you are solving a problem. You are showing up as the answer they've been desperately looking for. They have searched Facebook groups, they have asked friends, they have sent out texts, they've done all these things, and finally they found you. How do you think they respond to you? Do they think, these salespeople? Or do you think they give you a hug and swipe and tell you, take my card? What do you think? They'll be excited or they'll be annoyed? Which one is it? Because we have to understand. Okay, so I see that you're saying, take my money. They'll be happy. They'll be full of joy, all of that. Now hear me. When you are marketing, these are the only people you're talking to. Anybody else just happened to hear a message that was not for them. Because once you get this, marketing becomes a lot easier. When you're marketing, you are talking to the person who has a significant problem that your private practice solves, that has been looking for you, and you're just showing up like, hey, I'm here. I know you've been looking. I'm here. I'm here. I know. Yeah, you don't have to look anymore. I'm here. Who here loves the kind of patient they serve enough to say, oh yeah, I'll do that for them? Who's here? That you're like, oh yeah, I'll do that for them. I'll show up for them. The person that might be like, I know my practice. I know what happens when people work with me. I know what happens to their health. I know what happens to the ripple effect to their families and all of that stuff. The question, the big question, the $1 million question is here. Can you show up for them? Now, somebody's going to say, all these doctors. Anytime you hear that, not your people. They're not the reason you started the business. You started for the other person who has a hug and a swipe waiting for you. So you'll hear people say that. It has nothing. There are people like, yeah, I don't really care about that. They're not your people. You're going to talk to a lot of people to reach enough of your people. Okay? You're going to need to talk to a lot of people to reach enough of your people. But your people, when they hear that, like, oh my goodness, yes. Okay? Okay. So now that we've all come to this point, we can then talk about what we need to do. But from today, I want to invite you to have laser focus. When I show up on social media, that's who I'm talking to. When I show up at a networking event, that's who I'm talking to. When I'm sending out emails, that's who I'm talking to. This is who I'm talking to. And because that person is in a pain and it's a significant pain and it can destroy their lives, I am going to show up for them so they can find me so I can help them. Okay? All right, I want to make sure. If you got it, you can say, Dr. Una, we can move on. If we can move on, say we can move on. We can move on. But I want you to talk to this person all day, every day. Forget the naysayers, forget the critics, forget the haters, forget your own self-doubt. Forget even like I don't want to feel like a salesperson. It's not about you. If you feel like a salesperson and the person got their life back, wouldn't you do it? It's not about you. Like your marketing message has nothing to do about you. Your practice has nothing to do with you. This is about the people you're called to serve. That's what it's about. Okay. All right. So you guys said I could move on. All right. All right. Let's do it then. Okay. So over the next 3 days, we're going to look at 3 important things. Today, we're going to start with the lowest hanging fruit. Okay. We're going to look at your internal marketing. This is something that few people do really well, and you're going to start doing it really well, and it's going to absolutely change your practice. Okay. So we're going to look at internal marketing. I want to warn you, it's going to be so simple. You're going to be like, really, really, Dr. Una? Understand that my job is to take complex business principles and break it down to the lowest common denominator so you can take it and you can run with it starting today. That's my job. So when you're like, wow, that seems really simple, it doesn't change the fact that it's extremely profound. Okay. So I'm warning you. I'm warning you. Okay. So we're going to do a buffet today, and I am going to give you 7 strategies. Okay. Now I want you to hear me very clearly. I don't want you to plan to implement 7 strategies. This is a buffet, and you're going to pick the one thing that you're going to really lean in and execute. Okay, we're going to do homework on this. Okay, you're going to really lean in and execute, but I want to give you enough variety that you can pick the one that is most strategic for your practice. Okay, so you're going to pick one, but I'm going to give you 7. Okay, I'm going to break it down. So don't feel like, oh, this is a lot. And no, this is not medical school. You don't have to answer all the questions and get A's and everything. That's not what's happening here. Okay, you get to pick. All right. Now, how are you going to choose? I want to give you some guidelines. So when I start talking about it, you know how to choose. One, you're going to look, what is the lowest hanging fruit? Like we could implement this in our sleep yesterday and we can do it at a high volume. Or what is the one that has the most significant upside? Most significant, like if I make this one change, oh my goodness, what it will do to my bottom line. Okay, so these are kind of the things that will guide what you pick. Okay. All right. If you're ready, let me know you're ready. If you're ready, we're going to go for the 7. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. All right, let's see. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. And these strategies, let me tell you something. These strategies work. Every single one of them. Actually, I'll just give you examples as we go. These things work like crazy. Okay, don't be confused by the simplicity of it. Okay, number 1. Now we're going to have this in 3 categories. So number 1 is patient. Oh, let me backtrack. Hang on. Because I want us to understand, borrow the way of thinking. Do you know that if every patient in your practice brought another patient to you, you would have doubled your practice? Without any social media, without any ads, without any going to a networking event, without doing anything. Because I want you to understand the power of what we're talking about. If every patient brought you a patient on average, so maybe some brought you none, somebody brought you 2, somebody brought you 5, whichever. But on average, if everybody brought you 1 patient and they stayed, you immediately double your practice. Okay. So I want you to think about your revenue for 2025, and I want you to imagine it being double. And if you like it, type in the chat, I like that. Right? Because I want you to understand the seriousness of what we're talking about here. If they all brought you 1 person, you've doubled. Straight up. Okay, you come to me, I say, Doctor, and I hear you talk about social media all the time. I'm not doing that. I'd be like, okay. 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 So beautiful. I'm glad that you like that. So now when we talk about this, I don't want you to miss the power of this. All right. So number one is patient reactivation. What does this mean? What does this mean? It means patients who've fallen off, you get them back. It is so much easier to get patients who have fallen off back than it is to get new patients. It's so much easier to reactivate your new patients than it is to get new patients. Okay, reactivate your old patients, so much easier. You must remember this. It costs a lot less. You must remember this. So under reactivation, what could that be? That could be the recaller. I've been talking about this since before the pandemic hit. Please hear me when I say this. Many private practices, and the more established you are, the more at risk you are for this. Okay. Many private practices that are established have hundreds of thousands of dollars sitting in their database. But nobody's calling, especially in insurance-based model, nobody's calling to say, hey, John, Dr. Una says you're overdue for your appointment. And she was like, come on, let's get him in. I can get you in on Tuesday at 3 p.m. or next Friday at 1 p.m. What time works better? What day and time works better for you? If you will just do that, especially so now low-hanging fruit, you've never done it before and all of that stuff, the impact it will have on your practice will shock you. Okay. We had a doctor, one of our clients, who took this and applied this in his practice and went from having holes in the schedule to being booked out 2 weeks within a matter of weeks. One strategy, just one, hit the recaller. So there are people overdue for annual checkups. There are people overdue for their hypertension follow-ups. There are people overdue for all kinds of things. Call them and bring them in. Now, sometimes we have this mentality, well, I explained to them the last time they should know this, or if I take good care of them, they should know they should come back. They don't know. In fact, type it in the chat. They don't know. They don't know. I promise you, they're not home thinking about you and thinking to come into your practice. They come when there's pain. That's when they come. And we're physicians and we do that too. They don't know. They don't know. So is it worth the effort to get them called or get some automated system going on that gets them to come back? Yes, 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 1,000 times yes. And if you're an established practice and you're not doing this, I promise you there are hundreds of thousands of dollars sitting in your database waiting for the phone to do the work to bring them in. Okay? Recaller. If you're an established practice and you don't do this and you have holes in your schedule, you have something that will create a wait list miles long if you will do this. Okay, so patient reactivation, an example is the recaller, okay? Another example is people who are lost to failed payments. So especially my cash pay people, okay? So they came in, they signed up for your membership. Month 1 was good, month 2, month 3, month 4, month 5, their payment failed. And then, they stopped coming to practice, all of that kind of stuff. Sometimes they just didn't get to it, right? So you have people who have been lost because of payments. And if you will run a list of those and call them, you'll be surprised how many of them will come back. Okay. Let's do something here, okay? Because we are high functioning, super smart physicians. How many of you have a payment you could make, but you haven't made it because you just didn't get around to it? And I don't even necessarily mean debt or but maybe there's a payment that failed. You're like, oh yeah, I'll change my card later. Just like humor me. As many of you that right now, that's your, just type me in the chat. Okay, I'll get around to it. No, right? That's us. So yes, the fact that their payment failed, the fact that they didn't renew their card, the fact that the membership was for a year and the year has come and gone, right? And they didn't renew doesn't mean they didn't want to. Like us, they just haven't gotten around to it. They forgot about it. And so if you will be the person in front of them and you make it convenient for them, a number of them will come back. That is patients you can take care of, and that is cash in the bank, and that is your membership being full. Yeah, or their card expired. right? Okay. So patient reactivation, we have the recaller, we have loss to payments, we have for renewal. So I alluded to that. So again, if you're cash pay, they're paying month to month, that's great. They pay year to year, that's awesome. If you remember at the end of the year, like, hey, you're Dr. Rose, I didn't pay my kid's pediatrician due 3 months ago. Sorry, see, right? And it's not like they're not beefing you. It's just, I mean, life is lifing. That's why we help them. Okay, so if people pay you year to year and you don't have a system in place to say, hey, your membership is going to expire in 3 months, let's start talking about what we're doing for renewal, you will lose a lot of people. And the problem is this: your second generation revenue, which comes from people renewing, is so much easier than your first generation revenue of getting new patients. So here you are hustling to get new patients, but on the back end, they're just dropping off like flies. If you will close the black door, you will fill up your schedule. Okay, so we already have, we're in one category, patient reactivation, but we already have 3 strategies. How many of you have found the one? We'll still let you adjust. We're going to go to 7. How many of you have found the one that will make the biggest difference in your practice? Maybe. Okay, Dr. Gowdy has one. Okay, Dr. Tamika said I found one. Okay. Okay. So recall, if you're not doing that, this is the time. If people, their payments fail and you forget about them, we need a new policy in place. If they're coming up for renewal and there's nothing to make sure they renew, we need a new policy in place. Okay. Okay. So like I said, super simple, but don't let it fool you. Okay. Second category. So we looked at patient reactivation. Second one is patient multiplication. So you guys remember what I said in the beginning. If every patient brought you a patient, your practice will double. Boom. Okay. All right. When I say patient multiplication, what do I mean? The things you do to facilitate patients being responsible for new patients coming in. Number 1 is reviews. Reviews. I know a lot of people are nervous about asking for reviews. It will change your practice. Should we do an experiment? Makita, you think we have time for an experiment?
Okay.
We have time for an experiment? Okay. Okay. So now what I want you guys to do, I want you to Google family medicine doctor in Mansfield, Texas. Okay. Family medicine doctor in Mansfield, Texas. And then look at what Google pulls up. Tell me who you choose as your doctor and why. Oh, Dr. Sarah, yeah, doctors can ask for reviews. We ask for reviews all the time. It's HIPAA if you expose their stuff, but if they're telling their stuff, there's no HIPAA there. There's no HIPAA violation there. Okay, so family medicine doctor, Mansfield, Texas. And you look at it, who are you going to pick and why? Type in the chat. Who are you going to pick? I haven't looked. I should probably Google myself. All right, let's go. Okay, let's take a few more, maybe 6 or 7 more. Why is everybody picking Living Spring? Why? What's happening? What's going on? Yeah. Lots of reviews, lots of 5 stars. Over 1,000 reviews, like 1.5, yeah. And lots of them are 5 stars, right? Yeah. So do your reviews matter? Yes, they matter. Like, is it fair? No, but yes. Hi, Dr. Obidi. Yeah, but yes. Okay, so that's Dr. Tolu. Dr. Tolu is one of our clients, but she's a total boss, right? So do you guys see the point? It matters. But let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you how she did not get those 1,500 reviews. It was not by not asking. They have a system in place because her private practice, what did she start in 2021 or so? Like, her private practice is not that old to have that many reviews, right? But it's by asking and asking. You can do the automated asking. You could do the asking where your team is asking. You do asking where you're asking. But this is the thing. Your online brand matters. If anybody tells you it doesn't, they lie to you. Your online brand matters. Now, you can have a brand that's accidental, that just happens to you, like whatever people post there. That's what happens. And that's how you see really good doctors who have 3-star reviews. Why? Because they don't ask. So the only people who go there to post are the people who are mad because somebody asked them for a copay. Because your patients, people will threaten you. Like, oh, if you don't see me, even though I'm not paying my copay, I'll go leave you a 1-star review. They do this in the front desk, which will be a problem if you don't have your raving fans leaving you reviews. Do you guys see that? So when you ask your patients to give you reviews, then you're setting it up so that they help you build your online reputation. So yes, in the office, they're telling you the best thing since sliced bread and all that stuff. You're like, thank you for telling me. Now I need to tell the world. Okay. So when somebody tells you, oh my goodness, you're amazing, all of this stuff, let me translate it for you. They're saying, please ask me for a review. So ask them. Okay. Get your team asking. Have automated emails that go out to ask. Do all the things, but engineer your online brand. And there are people who they're just going to Google Dr. And like you, like many of you picked, you just go like, oh, Living Spring. Right now, everybody didn't pick Living Spring, but it was an overwhelming number. And why? Because of their online reputation. Okay. Okay. So patient multiplication through reviews. The testimonials, I put that separate because you can get video testimonials. So I have a client who does this really, really well. She's an ophthalmologist. And she's like, hey, you want to tell your story? Like, yeah, she'll pull out a camera, they'll record and all of those things. And then she uses that online, right? Which is huge because this is the deal, right? We're humans. We love stories. Static reviews are wonderful. Video reviews are unbelievable, especially if your people can see themselves in that review, in that testimonial, right? In that testimonial. So reviews on one side, testimonials on the other side. And you have a lot of people, you can't even get them off their phones for you to take care of them. So yeah, they'll do it, right? And some of your clients are TikTok stars and all kinds of things. Like I've had some of your patients, I've had clients who have had people who are very influential. They didn't even know. And they take them like, oh, you have to come, Dr. Obidi, I think that even happened to you, right? And it's like, oh yeah, you have to come check this doctor out. And next thing you look, there's like 60,000 views. You're like, who is this person, right? It matters. It matters, okay? And under patient multiplication, the next thing is referrals. Referrals, referrals, referrals. Guys, business is all asking. Yeah, you can get a signed testimonial release. You can do that. You just get a standard one. We did that when we did that. Business is all asking. Don't let anybody fool you. You're asking people to work with you. You're asking people to continue working with you. They're asking people to refer to you. You're asking people to continue to refer to you. You're asking like team members to continue to stay with you. You're asking people to leave their own companies to come work for you. It is all asking. So let's practice what you will look like later. You can type in the chat. I'm a master asker. Marie's asking, can you offer patients to do them? I don't offer them anything. Because then it starts getting twisted, like you paid for a testimony or whatever. I don't offer anybody anything to tell anything about what I did. Yeah. I'm a master asker. Because business is all asking. So if we say, I hate asking, this is a problem. This is a problem that needs to be fixed. Okay. This is a problem that needs to be fixed. Okay. All right. So this is what we do. So we ask our patients for reviews. We ask them for testimonials, could be video, all of that stuff. And we ask them to send us referrals. Dr. Una, you are amazing. Thank you for taking care of my kid the way you do. It is my absolute pleasure. Now, while we're at it, we are growing practice and we're accepting new patients, but I would love nothing more than to fill my clinic with patients just like you. Who in your world needs a pediatrician just like me? Asking. And let me tell you something that you may not realize. Your patients sometimes think they're doing you a favor by not referring to you because they're like, oh, I went in her waiting room, she's busy, and all those things. And so people come to them and ask for a good GYN like you are, and they'll refer them somewhere else because you're busy. If you don't ask them, they don't know. If you don't ask them, they don't know. If you don't ask them, they will have access to some community and they can send you tens of patients. They will not know. So ask. And you say like, asking makes me nervous. Asking makes me puke. Okay, so When we use a lot of emojis in the Entrepreneur Business School, one of the things that will come a lot is the vomit emoji. Okay, the vomit emoji is just like that, right? You can feel nauseous. You can feel like you don't want to do it. You can feel any way you want, but just keep doing it. And if you keep doing it and you do it uncomfortable, you're uncomfortable doing it, you do it long enough, you get comfortable being uncomfortable. And that's just the way it is. But there's no comfort to be had without taking the action. It's like, I don't, oh my goodness, I'm not, I don't want to intubate this baby. If you were the senior resident over this person, what would you tell them? I'm not comfortable intubating babies. Please type in the chat. What would you tell this resident that told you they're not comfortable intubating babies? And this person wants to be a neonatologist and they're in peds residency, but they say, oh, I'm so uncomfortable. I'm so nervous about it. What am I going to do? Okay, I like these words because I'm going to use them for you, right? Dr. Okeke is like, goodbye. Dr. Paul is like, cool. Now intubate the baby. Dr. Mary, ain't nobody got time for that. Dr. Mina, you better buck up. Bill, get comfortable. You're a doctor. Dr. Kara, you got to get over it. Okay. So if you do not like asking, I'm going to borrow from Amy Paul, Dr. Amy Paul, and say, cool. Now go and ask. Go and ask. Okay. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. Okay. Let me give you one more, and then you guys can let me know if you found your thing. The fourth one is the third category is so important, and it's a patient educational campaign. And I'll explain exactly what I mean by this. Okay. I'll give you two examples. We have a client who is an ophthalmologist, and her clients will all come to her for the medical part of stuff, right? They had no clue she did the surgical part. So they will come to her and say, we need a referral to go get cataract surgery. But now when you look at her practice, her schedule is not full, and the biggest moneymaker is the surgery. So her people are going somewhere else to get surgery that she did. Why? They did not know about, that she did surgeries. They didn't know. Okay. So when she told me about this, I was like, let's do the math here. If you met me, I'm always with my calculator ready to work some math. I was like, so this is the highest money maker. Okay, so how much do these surgeries go for? How much is this? Da, 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 da. If you got an extra, 5 of these, 10 of these a month, what would it come to? And I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, we must fix this problem immediately. I said, now you have to go do a campaign. Let all your patients, send them emails, let them know you do surgeries, on the surgeries you do, put it in the office everywhere and all of those things, and fix the narrative around you, which is, oh, she does, glasses and the medical stuff and all of that stuff, and they don't know you're a surgeon. She did that. She crossed her first million in revenue that year. Why? Because she did a patient education campaign. Your patients don't know what you do if you don't tell them. They don't know. So whatever they came to, like some people, like you might be a pediatrician here and you think people know you do checkups. No, they think you're there for the pink eye. They think you're there for the school note. They don't even know you do that. You'll be so surprised. Okay. Okay. Then we had another doc and we were working out. She was like, okay, I want to make, I think her goal for the year was 2 million, 1 million. I don't remember. One of those. And she's like, I'm trying to work this out. And she's like, what new verticals do I need to bring into my business? I'm like, okay, pause. Before we talk about new verticals, let's look at what you do. Let's look at the percentage of all these things. And it turned out within her patient population, she was doing very few surgeries. They didn't know she did the surgeries, but she would love to do more of those. And guess what that would do to her bottom line? Like blow it out the park. I was like, okay, we're going to do a campaign so your people know what you do. Because it's the same patients. They already know, like, and trust you. They already come to see you for other things. So of course they'll just continue coming to see you if they know what you do. Never make the assumption people know. So sometimes people tell me, oh, Dr. Una, everybody knows you. I said, no. There are a million physicians. I got 10,000 of them on my email list. Everybody does not know me. Never be fooled into thinking everybody knows you. Everybody knows what you do. No, you know you. Everybody does not know you. Okay? Okay. So here's where the rubber meets the road. Let's do some serious work here now. Okay? We've talked about 7 things. We've talked about hitting the recaller, getting back to your lost payments, getting back to those lost to renewal or those up to renewal, reviews, video testimonials, referrals, and patient education campaigns. We have not even gone outside the practice. This is optimizing the schedule from what we already have. What is your one thing? Don't skip this. What is your one thing? What is the one thing? Because you can hear this and you're like, yeah, that could work. That's interesting. Oh, Dr. Una is amazing, all that. That's not what I want for you. I want you to hear this. I want you to take this. I want you to run with it. I want you to say, oh my goodness, Dr. Una, you will not believe what happened in my practice. And I'll tell you, of course I will. Tell me all the details. I'm so excited. Okay. All right. So I want to see a lot of answers here because I remember you guys didn't come here to waste your time. I remember you talked about why you wanted a full schedule, right? Okay. So I see a lot of, recaller, reviews, patient reviews, every patient bringing another patient, ask patients, patient education campaign, reviews and referrals, education campaign, recaller, right? Yeah. Dr. Susan, I don't have a practice yet, but could contact all patients and get reviews from them at the same time, right? So have your Google business profile set up and all of those things. Perfect. Yes. Dr. Obidi, double down on reviews. And Dr. Obidi, you have so many raving fans, of course. Dr. Ezra, patient reviews, education campaign. Okay. Yep. Dr. Susan going to ask patient and friends for referrals. Yes. Yeah, so new practice. So most of these don't apply to my practice, and that's great because this is the thing. Like once you start getting the patients in, if you already know what to do to multiply them, every patient is like many patients. That's the beauty of this. So that's awesome. That's awesome. Review. Okay. Beautiful. I like this. Okay. So what if you really, and I'm going to, on day 3, we're going to talk about teams. We're going to talk about how you can do multiple of these at the same time. But if you did this and you executed this at a really high level for 60 days, what do you think will happen to your practice? Dr. Sarah Beth, do you recommend patient education campaign every day for a week or 2 weeks? No, it takes longer than that. I do at least 90 days. It takes longer than that. Yeah. Okay. What will happen to your practice? Yeah. Hi, Denise. Yeah. Growth. Right? Who else? What will happen if you do these things? More patients, more of the right patients, more patients you want to work with, right? All these things, revenue. Yes, Dr. Uzo, let's go all the way down to it. Revenue, the right patients. Yeah. Okay. So Dr. Ashanti said something really powerful. I'll become a master asker. Because what that means is I will change, right? This is powerful. Whew, so good. Okay. Good. All right. So in the Facebook group, I did a post there, okay? And it says, I will fill my practice by, and you put in the activity you're going to do, okay? And you're going to put the dates that you're going to put. So that's going to be our accountability thread, okay? So the team just posted the link to the Facebook group there. If you're not yet in the Facebook group, don't worry. Once this is over, we'll go add you to it. But for the people who are there, you can grab that post, go hold yourself accountable. I think Makita will give some prizes based on people who fill that out tomorrow because that's what Makita does. And that's okay. I will allow it. Okay. All right, guys, we're not done yet. But on a scale of 1 to 10, how good was this? Like you're going like, man, I wasted a whole hour. Like, what am I even doing here? Right? Scale of 1 to 10. Dr. Uza is like 100. Like, Dr. Una, don't worry about it. It's 100. Okay. Yeah, and Dr. Miller is like so motivating, so hopeful. Yes, because we can do this. We've done other things. We can do this. Okay. All right. So I'm going to walk you guys through something here really quickly. And I put this here because now, knowing what to do and then doing it, right? They're 2 separate things, okay? What I'm about to talk about is not for everyone. So if you're like, yeah, I don't really care about that, don't worry about it, okay? There's a specific group of people that I'm talking to tonight, okay? Now, one of the things that is my zone of genius is helping people execute, is helping people implement, Okay, because there's nothing we talked about today that is exactly comfortable. When you think about it, you're like, "Rawr." But you understand that if you do it, the ripple effect will be fantastic, but it's rare. Okay. And so my job is to help you to implement. And one of the things we decided to do, we started this in December of 2024, is we decided to create a container that allows physicians come up once a week, sit down and work on their business, right? Like what we're talking about today is working on the business. It's not working in the business, not seeing the patient, it's not the prior authorization. And we all know that the urgency of the tyranny of the urgent is something that shows up for us as private practice owners. You walked into the practice fully deciding like, oh, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask, I'm going to talk to this referral source. I'm going to do all of that. And then here comes, one patient who left you a 1-star review and one team member decided that they were going to call out and the extra medication that needs 10 more PAs and all this stuff, and everything goes to the wind. And so we put this thing in place that allows you work on your business every single week. Okay. And that is the profitable private practice movement. And we built it. It is so ridiculously simple. So simple because this is what when I was thinking about this is what I said. We don't need to learn everything. We don't need to get an MBA. We don't need to do another thing for 2 years and get 7,000 more degrees. What we need to understand if we're going to thrive in private practice in 2026 and beyond is we need to understand, how do we fill our schedule? How do we get paid for the work we do? And how do we build profitable teams? You may not understand the ins and outs of building an organization and all of those things, but if you can understand these 3 things, your practice can win. How many of you would like to have those 3 things? It's not 10 things. It's not a million things. It's not a gazillion things. Full schedule, get paid for the work I do, have a profitable team so I can take my time back, right? Because we broke it down to the lowest common denominator. If you can just do this, then all the other stuff, you'll be ready for it after this, but let's do this. Okay. So we built this to do that. And I'm grateful it's been around long enough, right? Where we have doctors who started off there, who have crossed their first million in revenue. We have a Dr. Bostic, who came the last time we had a workshop to share her story. And she's like, I tripled my revenue. I work part-time hours. I tripled my revenue without changing my hours, right? Without changing my hours. And so it's so ridiculously simple. Literally, what you need to do is show up every Thursday. When it's time for class, we have sessions which will be like today, kind of, but more in depth, where we're like, okay, this is a strategy that you can use for your practice. Okay. So we do something tactical, but the following week we're implementing. Like, come and do the work, like sit down, let us do the work. And people get stuff done, right? And then after that, we have a guest expert who will come in and who has been there, done that. Like we have Dr. Catherine Toomer coming in on Thursday to the Profitable Private Practice Movement. And let me tell you something, and you guys tell me if this is a dream. I'm only saying this because she posted this in a group. She posted it publicly. And she said her daughter reached out to her and said, oh, I have extra tickets to go see this Broadway show. And she's like, wow, great. So if you say she's like, you want to go to New York? Let's go see it. And she's like, well, why don't you ask one of your friends? And she said, I just did. This is her college daughter, right? Like she actually not college. She's graduated from her master's and she's on her way to med school and all. She's like, I just did. But she has built a business and she has built a profitable team. And she has built it such that when her daughter asked her that, what do you think she did? She got on a plane and went to New York and to go have a fun time with her kid. That is the whole purpose of building a business that works. You're going to serve a lot of people. You're going to get time freedom. You're going to get financial freedom. Right? Like, so yes, that's not a monetary win. And she has a ton of monetary wins. Don't get me wrong. But this is the ripple effect. This is where it goes. So anyway, you have an expert like that. And every single week you're working on your business with these 3 things. That's it. And guys, it is less than a cappuccino a day. It is $197 a month or $19.97 for the year. It's $19.97 for the year. It is beyond ridiculous. I'm telling you, till today, I still have friends say, are you still doing that? You know, that's crazy. I know, but that's what I want to do. Why? I want to see you win. I want to see you. We work with people in all kinds of ways. Well, you come through here, that's fine, right? Okay. But I want to show you what the team and I built here. So just give me a moment to pull this up. Because I recognize some of the things that keep people stuck, and I figured I would build these in as bonuses. So team, you can go ahead and put the link there. It's entremd.com/movement if you want to come join us. Okay. So I want you to see this, okay? So this is what we decided to do because we're giving away gifts today. Okay, we're giving away gifts today. One of the bonuses here is the Google Business Profile Optimizer. So some of you were asking about reviews and asking all of this. This was something that was built. Actually, I had my brother build it. He's a tech genius. And really it's just prompts that you follow, and it will give you the exact copy that you have to put in your Google Business Profile so that Google becomes a referral source for you. Like having patients who refer to you is wonderful, but having Google refer to you is absolutely wild. Okay. So everyone who joins, you're going to get this game changer. Okay. The second thing, I mean, a lot of people know, how many of you know you should delegate, but you don't know what to delegate? You're like, everything I'm doing is something I and only I can do, which is never true. Never true. So I sat with the team and we created a list. We called it the Physician CEO Stop Doing List. Okay. 50 things that you can delegate or automate. If you get these things off your plate, you will get the goal is for you to be able to get 9 things off your plate every quarter. It'll blow your mind. So that's the second bonus. And I mean, like, this is just ridiculous. Okay. For the people who pay in full, we are doing a 90-minute, it's not a workshop, we'll call it an intensive, called the Time Freedom for Physician CEOs with one goal. How do we get you to get 5 to 10 hours back every week? Okay, every week. How do we do that? And EBS guys, I know a number of you are here. We'll send you the link for this as well. Okay, so 5 to 10 hours every single week. So I'm not. This is not philosophies and something I got off of Chat GPT, guys. I run 5 companies. I homeschool 4 children. I lead a mentorship call every morning. I've done it for 5.5 years. I have like a gazillion podcasts, YouTube channels, write the book, do all the craziness. Okay. And I still have time. So this workshop right here is just going to absolutely change your life. Absolutely change your life. So that's a bonus for the people who pay in full. And then, so the whole reason I'm saying all of this, because I know there's some people who are like, Dr. Una, just show me the link. Okay. You're the hug and swipe people. Okay. So for the first 12, this is not for everybody. For the first 12 who pay in full, did we say first 12 or midnight? I think Makita made me change my mind. Midnight. Okay. People who pay in full up to midnight tonight, you're going to get the Physician CEO Fast Track session. Okay. So where the thing will help you apply what you're learning in this workshop, customize it to your business. Okay. Okay. So those are the 3 bonuses, bonus tiers, if you will. But I said this for the people who are here, who want to join today. That's what you get. Just wanted to put that out there. Okay. Okay. Now, so what do I need you to do for your homework in the Facebook group? Okay. If you're in the Facebook group, I want you to do the homework. If you're not in the Facebook yet, just request to join the Facebook group. We'll take care of you. Okay. And then I want you to start taking action on this. Don't sleep on it. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't expect to do it perfectly. You are not going to do it perfectly. It's like a baby learning to walk. You're gonna take a few steps, fall, and it's fine. Okay. But the important thing is to start doing. Same thing like we told the pediatric resident who didn't want to intubate the baby. Okay. And then the third thing is tomorrow, we're going to look at what you've formerly thought of as marketing, right? We're going to talk about your external marketing. Okay. But what will happen is because you're doing internal and external, you'll start creating a snowball. This is what makes your business sustainable. This is what will make your business where even if a pandemic shows up or even if a competitor comes down the street, you can still stand, you can withstand it because you're firing on all cylinders. The problem comes when everything is just one thing. Like, oh, we've always grown by word of mouth, so we don't have to do all these things. What happens when something happens to word of mouth? You go out of business. Okay? Okay. So in the chat, let me know if you're all in, and I'll let you guys go. I want to be respectful of your time. If you're all in, you're going to do the work. You're going to show up tomorrow. You're going to invite some colleagues to join you tomorrow, right? Those of you who are joining the movement, the team will take care of you guys. Okay? All in? All in? Excellent. Excellent. Okay. So I'm rooting for every single one of you. EntreMD.com/movement for those of you who are joining the movement. I will see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. Come with your colleagues and all of that. For private practice, we are going to thrive. That's the decision. The decision I've made, the decision I hope you've made, the decision I hope you've been empowered to make is I am going to thrive no matter what. Okay? All right, rooting for every single one of you. I will see you tonight. And welcome, Dr. Miller. Dr. Miller's like, I just joined. Welcome to the Profitable Private Practice Movement. It's going to be so fun. So fun.